it's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of gum.
Oh, no, Duke's out of gum again. This is a weekly problem around here. You'd think I'd have a jar of gum or something by now, but no, I'm just too damn lazy. I am just too damned lazy. All right. I turn on the microphone. I think if I hit this button. Hey, all right, I hit the right button. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. No, don't fool yourself. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've been faking this for years, ladies and gentlemen, and you suckers, viewers, keep coming back. So there we have it. Random sticker. I don't know why I have this on my desk, but I've got to put this on something now. I love everything about this. I don't know where it came from, but I need this on something. This not Texas sticker. Like this is beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, I brought that.
You brought that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bought that in Galveston.
I've got to find something to put this on. Probably the back of my new laptop when I get it, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ginger's here. Hi. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Hola.
Yeah, I'm ducking. I'm interrupting the stream early today.
You'll be back.
Yeah,
You can't
probably.
stay away.
Yeah.
The camera loves you. You're prettier than I am.
I wouldn't go that far.
She's prettier than I am. Tell her. Trust me. We all know it. It's cool. So, yeah. So now, just trying to stay frosty and do my thing. Hasn't been terribly exciting here lately. I've been trying to remain gainfully employed, which has been a challenge the last few weeks. And soon I will be off to Louisiana for a spell, which I'm not super excited about. But we do what we must.
At least we have friends there.
We have friends there, and it's not like it's that far. I'm a Louisiana native. It's not that big a deal, but it is irritating, right? When I first took the job with this company, 5-6 years ago, whatever it was, I sort of kind of knew eventually I was going to end up in the shipyard, which I did for a year and a half. But at the time I didn't have all of this.
No.
And now that I have all of this, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give some of it up for a while, and I'm kind of loath to do that, but we'll see how it shakes out.
Well, the good thing is, see, he has this traveling computer built into a packing
Oh,
case.
yeah, I forgot about that goofy thing. What's up, Xanda? Yeah, so you're talking about Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking. So, the machine that I built for streaming unlimited, for taking on the road, I call it my production machine, right? I could just load that up, and that could be my new gaming machine in the apartment if it needs to be, right? Like, it could be done. So, I don't know. We'll figure
you'd
it
at
out.
least be able to use it for streaming.
Yeah. Bottom line is, it can be done. It has all the equipment it needs to do all the things, so, and plenty of drive space. I made sure of that when I built it. So,
Yes.
yeah, we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Anyways. Oh, my goodness.
So you playing boats today?
Today's going to be a boats day. Now, you guys, I did something just for you that I ordinarily would not have done. I had to play boats before I could play boats.
Oh, so that's what you were cussing at last night.
Because you see, the new American destroyers are in early access, which means there's no mission. You have to unlock the doofy tokens to buy the things to buy. And once upon a time, right? Once upon a time, there was the way these worked was you earned the token things, and right here with box numero uno, you started unlocking your early access ship. But no, not anymore. Now, to make sure we milk some doubloons out of you, 4 steps down the chain is where you get your first pre-release ship. Now, it irritates me that they allow you to earn some of these things in the event pass, right? So you can earn 400 of them in here. Is it just 400? It's 400 in here. And then they've got the goofy personal challenge thing going. And every time you tick a box in your little personal challenges, you can earn 10 more tokens up to 500. So just by playing the game, you can earn 900 tokens, which, truth be told, is enough to get you basically through Hughes and I think and this first one here. So like these were, I think it was 380 to get to Hughes, and Hughes was 250. So what is that? 630? It's 630 to get to Hughes, I think. And so another 300 here gets you to here, and then there's another wave of this event, right? So the personal challenges expire in a little bit, and then there's another wave of them. So I think if you just play consistently, you'll be able to unlock the tier 8, which is not outrageous. Now, Merton, you and I are in the same boat. Because I wanted to have at least the tier 7 on my account tonight, I chipped in a few doubloons. Wargaming drowns us in doubloons every month. I have nothing better to spend them on, so fine. I gave them back some of their doubloons. I still hate the notion of paying doubloons for early access anything. So if you're into that thing, I'm not going to judge anybody. I have a personal thing against it. Spending cash on early access to something that you're going to get for free anyway. I'm doing it because I want to be able to play the things on stream. I had a bad experience. But the bottom line is that I would not encourage you to spend money on things that are in the tech tree unless you just have money burning a hole in your pocket and you have nothing else to do, right? These are tech tree ships. You don't have to pay for them normally. You shouldn't have to pay for them now. You're paying to have them early. So, fair. Oh, Merton, that's a good gig, right? You gambled on the loot boxes and got a Sherman. I mean, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So, in any event, what I'm going to do tonight, okay, the first thing I need to do, actually, I'm just realizing this because I haven't done it. We're going to put American destroyers on special of all types just because we're having a big celebration of American DDs. America. Okay, you may pick a specific one or specify a tier. Okay.
Happy hunting, dude.
Thank you, dear. Have fun.
Yes.
Okay, so American destroyers are on special if you want to spend points. I'm gonna play. We're gonna play Hughes, and then I made sure this was a fun story. About a year ago, I got my updated press account credentials. And I don't know that I ever really used them. And I went and dug them up last week in preparation for this stream because I knew I'd have access to all the new boats on my press account. And I couldn't get the stinking thing to work. And so I finally reached out today to Gaishu, who took good care of me, and he sent me back the login info, which had changed just slightly because after the account merge thing last fall, they went to this big account, unification thing. The login had changed a little bit. Anyway, it's fixed now. So I have my press account. Yeah, we're going to talk about the line split in a minute, Adaldrell. So, Bruno. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play a little bit of Mahan and a little bit of Hughes on my account. And then I'm going to hop over to the press account and we're going to take a look at the rest of the line before we come back here and derp around with whatever you guys have thrown in the queue, okay? So let's start off by talking tech tree, because Adaldrell's has the same question I did when I first logged in. So the line splits off of Farragut. Sometimes these tech tree branches come out horizontally rather than vertically.
You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
Merton with the resub, thank you much. I think the Japanese do this? No? Maybe I'm crazy. Where does this happen? It happens in some places. I thought it happened in some places. Maybe I'm just dumb. No, okay, so like it happens when you change classes, right? You go from a 4 cruiser to a 4 carrier, a 6 destroyer to a 6 submarine. Okay, so in the American branch then, from Farragut now, you can move up to Mahan, Cachalot, or Hughes when they unlock the full line. Obviously, in early access, you can't purchase this thing with XP the way you normally would be able to. Minsk Ogdeboy. It probably doesn't. I didn't look at the Russians. So we're gonna take Mahan out for a game just because American DD. I like Mahan. I think Mahan still remains very good in the game. She's certainly an upgrade from Farragut, and she's certainly better in her matchmaking bracket than Benson is. American exceptionalism. You know, Bruno, one of the guys that I've started following on Twitter in the last, I don't know, 6 months or so. Maybe it's been longer than that. But he is he is the creator of a website that I have followed for years called G-Captain. G, just like the letter G, gcaptain.com. Because he follows the maritime industry. And in my business, I keep an ear to the ground on these things, right? I was in shipbuilding for a while. I'm in offshore oil and gas. There's a lot of overlap between maritime shipping, shipbuilding, offshore oil and gas construction, all these sorts of things. And he has been like ragging on the RCN for like years. Like, you guys have the longest shoreline in the world, and your Navy is a dinghy, a rubber boat, and a couple of guys with sails. Like, he's been merciless. Okay, you know G-Captain. Yeah, so John Conrad over on Twitter has just been absolutely brutal to the RCN. Just like, Canada, what are you doing? Now, I did read something, I think it was on G-Captain recently. Was it the Americans, the Canadians, Greenland, and like Iceland or Norway or something? I think it was one of the Scandinavian countries had gone together on an icebreaker construction agreement. Everybody was going to contribute and try to, I mean, the Russians, I think, crush everybody in terms of icebreaking capability. And so they were going to put their heads together and pool some money together, and everybody was going to chip in to work on growing the icebreaker fleet, which I thought was smart. Yeah, Bruno, I think I think to some extent he's yanking your chain, and to some extent he's like, you guys really should build some ships, by the way. Like, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I remember when we were living in St. John's, there was a lot of talk about the RCN construction that was being done in Halifax, but I can't remember if it was RCN or Coast Guard. What is the Canadian equivalent of the Coast Guard? It has a different name, doesn't it? It's not just the Canadian Coast Guard. They call it something else, don't they? Canada does have a Navy. Canada's Naval Boot Camp is, they had a naval recruitment and training, a naval training center in St. John's. In Newfoundland. We lived there. Just the regular Coast Guard. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it is the Coast Guard. Because they had that Coast Guard cutter there in the harbor the whole time we were there.
Yeah, okay. I just didn't know if it had like a fancy name, you know, Royal Canadian Coast Guard or something, because you can never. I can't keep up with this stuff. I'm not Canadian, so it doesn't. I don't think about it, right? All right. Now, they have 3 destroyers. They have no radar. The Scores is... Okay, I'm getting lit now, which means it's the Gade or... Okay, it's the Akatsuki. Excellent. Let's have a little gunfight. Oh. This guy's bold, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how good he is. Woo! Everybody wants a piece of me. That's American exceptionalism for you right there, ladies and gentlemen. When everybody wants to kill you, you must be doing something right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You sat broadside in smoke and 8 torpedoes. Who could have predicted this outcome? Oh, there's somebody else in there. Oh, my. Well, then. Have some more presents. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, it's the Leander back there. Okay. He took one on the bow. Didn't hit him that hard. Mahan Gade. We haven't seen Any other destroyers? One of their destroyers is probably on the 1 line? No, he's not. How odd. Okay. It's not the Leander in that smoke. I hit another destroyer back there. How interesting. I must have hit the other Mahan. I'm about to accidentally hit this Colorado. I hit him with 2. That wasn't even aimed at him. I hit the gate. How interesting. Colorado's going to get a rack. I'm not going to give him both racks right now. Oh my goodness gracious! Look at that.
This way.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Well now. How unexpected. Welcome in everybody.
To Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, the smoke's expiring. That's probably going to convince him to turn his engine on. I didn't want him to know I was here. Random torps are best torps. You're not wrong. The good news about that Colorado is it's going to take him a minute to get his engines moving. And I think in that time, he's going to take at least 2 more. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Oh, hi. Indeed. Oh, hi. Yeah, Rado's taking at least 2 here. If I led the second rack right, he'll take more than that. In fact, yeah, he's dead. Okay. Y'all really need to kill this scores. That would make me super happy. A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. You're not wrong. Well, welcome in, everybody. How's it going? How was the big raid with the... How was the big raid? How was the big stream for American DDs on the side on the release day? You guys were doing a big release day stream. I tuned in for a little bit, then I had to go eat dinner. Guys, welcome in. Thank you for the follows. If you're new to these parts, I suppose I should... Isn't there like a Western theme? There's a Western theme with this line. Should I do this with an accent? If you're new to these here parts, my name, can I say that? Wow, that sounds terrible. My name, I can't do it. I can't. That's awful. I'm never going to do that again. I can do Boudreaux, right? I'm Cajun. I've got enough Cajun I can do Boudreaux, but I cannot do Southern drawl. It's not a skill that I have. Now, Warcaster, 100% on the nose, buddy. You nailed that one. Go ahead, dear.
Now, see, I can do Southern.
You can do that Southern drawl.
Yes.
I'll never forget, as a freshman in college, I went to Vanderbilt in Nashville. And I had a kid, I think he was from Knoxville. I could swear this kid was from Knoxville. He was trying to mock me for my accent. And I remember having this conversation with him like, hold on, slow down, flag on the play. You came down out of the hills of Tennessee to mock my accent? He didn't think that was very funny. I was like, I mean... Alright, we're going to flip around. The Dunkirk is probably not going to take those torpedoes. I thought he might go up the channel. Those were meant to dissuade him from going up the channel. He's going to get busy over here with these guys. We're going to push south.
Indeed, Finder.
Damn right, Finder. I still root for the Commodores. I still root for the Commodores.
Especially in baseball.
The best gag in the entire world last fall was the Vandy Pimp from the SEC Shorts channel on YouTube. That guy was amazing. That guy was amazing.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
That is just one of the best gags anybody has ever run, ever. It was so awesome. So good.
Welcome.
See, as a Texas Aggie, I should not say mean things about the Commodores because It's not like our football team covers itself in glory or anything, right?
Yeah, but the baseball team.
Well, both baseball teams have had their moments for sure, right?
Yes.
We actually, the one game we've been to at College Station was against the Commodores.
Yes, it was. It was a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, they, if memory serves, we won that game,
Yes.
and then the Commodores threw a no-hitter the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Well. and-
Oh, no. Come on. Hold on. No, I'm going to take one. I turned that badly.
He's gonna fuck up.
I did not make that turn correctly, ladies and gentlemen.
So close. And
Yeah,
yet
so
far.
close and yet so far.
Much
Okay.
better.
Let's back off then, because the other Mahan is in there and is obviously being a jerk. Don't understand. I'm just going to vomit those out in that general direction, and then we're going to go be somewhere else.
Revan, I'd stand on my head to say hello, but I can't stand on my head, so.
Did I watch the home run derby? No.
No.
No, in my opinion, the All-Star game is a giant waste of everyone's time. The one good thing about it is that everybody gets a break in the middle of the season, which as a spectator I hate, but as somebody who understands the grueling pain of a 162-game season, I appreciate the fact that they give those guys a little bit of a break. Those are, yeah, he turned north. Those are going to hit nothing.
I was just happy to see Matty Olson did a pretty good job. He didn't make it to the final round.
I think
but
all the various Braves players had pretty good games yesterday. Matty had a nice defensive
Matty
play, as I
had
recall.
Gorgeous
Yeah.
play. Then again, it is his first base, so.
Oh, Finder, it was so amazing, the reaction that character got from all the other schools. Like, even the schools, you know, like, even the Bama people were like, okay, Vandy Pimp is really awesome. Like, and he was.
Even the Tennessee guys.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was such a great character.
To
Of
Jurassic
course,
Park.
the flip side is that it's one of those situations where Vandy is ecstatic if they beat the Vols, but the Vols really don't care.
Welcome to Jurassic
You know,
Park.
people say that about Aggies and Longhorns too.
Yeah.
A lot of times, in my opinion, that's because the Longhorns try to downplay that.
Crazy son of a bitch,
And I
you're
think the
dead.
Vols do the same thing with the Vandy rivalry.
Yeah, maybe they do. All right. This other Mahan has irritated me quite a bit. Let's go find him and flush him out. I think he's out over here somewhere. I think. Yep. Called it. Hi, guys. Ooh. How interesting. Maybe you guys could, I don't know, shoot at him. There we go. Let's all shoot at him.
Well, he's going to give you a broadside.
Yeah, I don't think he realized that he was spotted there for a minute. And it was like, no, dude, we can all see you now.
Time to
Oh,
put on the beer goggles.
the Congo has half the team chasing him, and he's going to shoot at me. Okay.
You crazy
Sure.
son of a bitch, you're dead.
Who was that? Zapped with the resub. I missed another resub. That was Lemming. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go be somewhere else.
Yeah, Vandy Pimp was hilarious. Like,
Yeah, that's a great character.
I don't watch SEC shorts very much, but like I tuned in to check those out.
And then it was just the opposing Mahan. Let's go give our life for president and country. Since I can't say king and country, it's an American destroyer. Certain things just aren't done.
Yeah, it definitely was last season. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Go get that Mahan.
Let's go kill him. Kill him till he's dead. Kill him till he's dead. Yes, he's dead. Haha. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with Legionnaire and Gaishu. They were doing justice to the new American destroyers this evening, which was nice. Yeah, welcome in. If you're new to these parts, I'll try to be smarter about this now. I won't use the horrible accent. That was a terrible idea. My name's SeaRaptor. I have been playing boats for, oh my god, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna need a minute.
To Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna need a minute. It has. It's the 19th. It's what, the 16th of July? It's been 10 years and 2 weeks. 10 years and 2 weeks since open beta. Whew. Wow. Okay, I've been at this a long time. But yeah, I've been at this a while. For the streaming side of thing, I've been streaming boats for almost 8. It'll be 8 in the fall.
Jurassic Park.
And we've come a long way. I used to suck. I suck less now. I'm still not very good at Battleship. Battleship is kind of my I'm an average carrier player. I'm a well below average submarine player. Cruisers and destroyers for me are where I figure like, okay, I feel good in this boat, right? Most cruisers and destroyers I get along with pretty well. The bigger the cruiser, the more I'm kind of like the super cruisers. I can have a good game, right? But like, it's not my preferred way to play. I prefer the traditional heavy cruisers, traditional light cruisers, and then just destroyers of all shapes and sizes. I got to play Zas Kiev build on stream later. Excuse me. But yeah, we do this a while. I got into tournament casting. Zath, my good buddy Lord Zath, go throw him a follow if you don't follow Lord Zath. He and I have been doing tournament casts for a long time together. King of the Sea, all the way back to King of the Sea 5 here in North America, which was spring of 2018, or excuse me, February of 2018. We've been doing that a long, long time. 7 plus years now. Our next King of the Sea is what? King of the Sea. Are we to 18 now, Zath? Is it King of the Sea 18 this fall? Is that right? Whoa! Good old fashioned. I think it's 18. It's 17 or 18, and I can't keep them straight anymore. We've done a lot. At one point, I had a running tally of how many 100 tournament games Zath and I had cast together, and I think I finally lost track around 350. I could go back and add it up, but I'm too lazy at this point. But yeah, we've been doing this a long time. I do some stuff on YouTube. Not as much boats as I used to these days, but still some over there. I have a whole series of learn to play videos for a variety of ship lines, trying to talk through each ship, why it's good, where it's good, where it's not good. Give you some tips on how to play it, how to build it. So as you're grinding out lines, you've got some ideas, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback on those over the years, which encourages me to keep going. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We're old hat. Yeah, I know. We are old hat. I got to finish up Italian destroyers on those. I finally had a good game in Adriatico, and then I think I lost it because it's a couple patches ago now. So I'll have to go try and have another good game in Adriatico again. That'll take me 6 more months. Italian destroyer, top of the end of the Italian destroyer line is rough, you guys. It's rough. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. It might be these boats. I don't know. Let's check this out. Guys, if you're coming over to the raid, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the follows.
Welcome.
Let's have a look around Hughes. Now, what my understanding is that these are supposed to be more gunboaty. The concealment kind of bears that out, except that Hughes is still stealthier than Mahan. So Mahan is a 6'7", and Hughes is stealthier than that, which is interesting. 6'4" is a little more typical of what you find for like a Tier 7 destroyer. She's going to feel bad in certain matchmakes. This thing gets up-tiered, she's going to feel rough with 6'4". But Mahan already suffers this problem. So you have to learn to live with it, or just free XP past it or whatever. We're at 17H, 17-1 with Survivability Expert. Compare me to Mahan, 17-4. Basically the same health pool, so no change there. Torpedoes, you have a 2x4 instead of Mahan's more flexible arrangement, but I think these are the same torps. 9.2, 11.6. Yeah. I've buffed these Mahan torps to be more useful, but it's the same torp, the same slow speed. These are the same torps you get on Benson. They're a little challenging to use. 95-second reload on 4 tubes. And over here, we're at 80-second on... Oh, these are quads. You have 3 quads. Okay. Still, so... The reload for basically the same launcher is slightly longer, but, I mean, that's kind of not a deal breaker. This is probably not meant to be a torpedo boat, but certainly you have fewer tubes. We have 4 less tubes overall. Main battery, 3.5 seconds. We have HE and SAP, which will be interesting. These are the typical American 5-inch 38 that you have been firing. These look like Sims turrets. Yeah, this turret arrangement is different, but it's the same barrel. 1800, 792, 21 minutes. Yeah, it's the same shell. Yeah, 3.5. And what's Mahan's reload? 3.3. Yeah, so roughly the same reload. Only 4 guns. I think Mahan is 5 and Sims is 4, but Sims gets a 3.3 reload as well. Okay. So yeah, so Hughes apparently a little less of the jack of all trades, a little more focused on the gunboat. They've got standard engine boost and this goofy crawling smoke. Now, one thing that I'm curious to check out is the AA, right? If you've watched me play American Destroyers, if you're a fan of the channel, you know that I love, one of the things I love about American Destroyers is how effective the AA is. Or it can be if you build into it a little bit. They can absolutely shred planes. They make great picket destroyers. They're great for helping screen your friendly units around you when there's, enemy bombers coming in and stuff. These ships, without the defensive fire, they're not going to be as good at that, right? Most of them seem to have about the same AA loadout, but the lack of defensive fire means, nah. So, yeah, the upgraded defensive fire you get in the main branch is really good. Here, it's like, lacking it, it's going to feel a little bad. So I'll probably leave my AA off a little more than I normally would in these boats. I'm really curious to see how impactful the SAP is or isn't. These ships feel like they might play a little bit like a meld between the American and Italian line, and I like both lines, so I'm really curious. So, first game, good torpedo angles. Yep. Very, very good angles off the bow. Very commonly, like, you find this on some of the Japanese destroyers have really bad torpedo angles amidships. Like, you have to give up a huge portion of the ship because the torpedo launchers are so close to the funnels. Here you don't have that problem, which is nice. Do I load the HE first or not? Do I use more importantly, do I use the Merker as a canary in the coal mine? Because he's closer to a 7 detection. I'm gonna play a little behind him. I'm gonna treat this thing a little bit like an Italian boat and play it a little less aggressively until I get a better feel for it. It handles like a Mahan. I like that. So the smoke is, I think once you turn it on, it has to be on 20 seconds, and then once you turn it off, it's down for. I have the flag on it, so I think ordinarily it's down for 25 seconds. Here it's down for 23.8 seconds because you get 5 seconds cooldown back. Whoa. Benson Kag, Akatsuki, Lahardi. No radar, no planes. Okay. Yeah, this Merker, and I'll go tag team things with this Merker. The Cochrane behind me is nice. He doesn't have radar. No, he's the 7. Okay. Okay. Our first catch of the day. Let's try the SAP. Straight off the bat. What do we get? That's not significantly better than the HE yet. Okay, that was better than the HE. I'm digging that. Let's leave him a gift. And then we'll work into the bottom of the cap. He's not going to get this for free while I live. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. I figured he would dump them where I was going to not be. Instead, he dumped them back where we were. Which is really mildly irritating, to put it lightly. Oh, Merker came up aces. Let's go. It does look like a Mahan. It drives like a Mahan, truth be told. Okay, I've got a Lahardi in the mid. The L20 is south. Now, one thing that I did notice, we didn't talk about this in port, the depth charges on this particular destroyer are not as good as literally every other American destroyer in the game. I don't know why. It's so strange. But it is 100% a thing for reasons. Dude, he's dead. Where are you going? Why are you chasing him? Go on into the smoke if you want, man, but there ain't nothing in there for you. Okay, torps are coming back up. We'll vomit these out at the Bismarck and the New Mexico as we go by. Oh, crap. The CAG is here.
I'm an equal opportunity ass kicker.
Let's go be somewhere else. Actually, let's try the fancy crawling smoke.
Beer goggles.
Okay, so I have to, every time I push the button, I have to burn at least 20 seconds of it. There we go. Yeah, let's get out here and get some spotting for the Akizuki here. Yeah, I had to buff the crap out of the turret traverse for it to even be, like, usable. It's more than a little irritating, to put it lightly. Akizuki is going to find himself in trouble getting pushed by a Bismarck. Hey, look, the Merker died. Why? Don't know, as Critical Drinker would say. Good news is we're mauling their destroyer core. Trento and Pensacola trade out. Let's pick up B here. The CAG is alive and the Benson's back on the 2 line. None of this really bothers me all that much. Smoke cooldown is quite good. You can use these smokes like British. Like they're British. Like the British get them like individual little 30-second smokes. These ones can be used that way. You have to think of them that way, in my opinion. The difference is you don't have to stop. You can keep moving, which is kind of cool. What's this Rado doing? That is a terrible torpedo salvo, firing all the way from astern, especially since now he's turning. But stern torps like that, especially as slow as these are almost going to always go nowhere. That was a terrible salvo. I shouldn't have taken it. Did they kill that Bismarck? No. Where is that guy? Oh, I see him now. He went into hiding. Well, we're slowly crushing this team, which is kind of cool. I don't really feel like courting a gunfight with a battleship. Yeah, I'm sure you're out here, Mr. Kagero. What are you going to do about it?
Can't leave my ride behind.
Uh-huh. Look who I found. What is up, my dude?
I'm gonna feel that.
I'm behind him a little bit. Shell velocity here is not that great.
Time to put on the beer goggles. Much better.
You will not cap while I live. Now, like the rest of the crawling smoke, you have to pull it back and do quarter speed to stay ensconced in here. The thing they'll do is they'll give you it gives you a little warning to kind of be like, hey, dummy, you're still using your smoke. Did you know? It's like, yes, we know. Okay, you're going to blind fire the smoke. Okay. Well, I got a little greedy there and kept shooting when I shouldn't have, but whatever. Oh, hey, what up? Wow, this Kagero has balls of steel. Look at this guy. Okay, so now I have to think about how we attack this Bismarck. He's clearly trying to get set up here. Kagero is a dead man. He's point blank with a Zara. He's clearly trying to set up here and Yeah, he wants to murder the Akizuki. That's fine. Go ahead. Are you coming through the gap, sir?
If I promised to kill you last, I lied.
Uh-oh, you died.
Good gas mileage.
Wah, 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 wah.
Hail to the king, baby.
Let's get in a gunfight with a light cruiser. Why? Because we're not smart.
Beer goggles.
This SAP is actually pretty good against light cruisers given half a chance. I say this guy's dead, he just don't know it yet. I like the smokes. It functions like British. It functions like the British smokes. It's just weird because if you want to leave, it gives you a little more tactical flexibility than the British ones do, right? If you want to leave it on, you can. If you don't want to, you just turn it off. It's kind of nice, honestly. The detection is better than Mahan, at least at this tier. So, Autodrill, when the match starts, you have a fixed amount of smoke duration that you have to make last the entire match. For this ship, it's 140 seconds. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. We're going to pick up this cap, too, at the very end, because the submarine's going to get here, and we're going to get 6, 5, 4, 3. Give me my ribbon. Give me my ribbon. Give me my ribbon. Thank you. It's HE and SAP, Altador, just like the Italians. So it feels like you're kind of crossing like Italian guns, American shell performance, American torpedoes, thank God, with a little bit of the Italian kind of crawly smoke, sort of. Of course, the Italians get the fuel smoke, which is like full bore, full speed. We can keep going, right? Whereas Hughes here, it's British. You got to slow down. Not British. Commonwealth, right? You got to do quarter speed like you do in like Haida and stuff. But yeah, that's not too bad. No, formula. I think that's a great way to think of it, right? Like you have to manage it smartly. You have to manage your smoke consumption smartly. If you've played British destroyers and you think of it like British destroyer smoke, that's a great starting point. And then I think what you have to do at that point is kind of train yourself to be like, okay, I need to use it for no more than X seconds. Like there's a minimum of 20 seconds. It's really good for, oh, I'm in a bad spot. I want to turn and break contact because my gun bloom is what's got me spotted. If you're hard spotted on the surface, you're in trouble. If your gun bloom has got you spotted, smoke, break contact, drop detection, go be somewhere else. Conversely, if you're in a position to pick up a kill or to secure a kill and you don't have a lot of HP or you just don't want to give up the health, pop your smoke, keep moving, secure the kill, turn your smoke off. Like it gives you a little more tactical flexibility. I kind of like that. You have more options. Okay, so what we're going to do now, real briefly, I'm going to swap accounts. We're going to go over to the press account. I got to come to here. Yes, because I got to come all the way back to the choose account thing. We're going to go to the press account, and we're going to look at the 8, 9, and 10, which I'm expecting to be similar. Fingers crossed, let's hope, right? Okay, the game is not running. Yeah, I don't know why there we go. It's like, why is it telling me the game is running? Stop lying to me! Yeah, Castle, you haven't been here for a while, apparently. That's been around for a little while. I had those done like last fall. Fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. Life happens. Life happens. And now we're just waiting to log in. Drum roll, please. There we go. All right, so let's come back over here now. Okay, so obviously we were just playing Hughes, but now I'm on my press account. So we have the tier 8. Now, at the moment, the permanent camo on this thing does not seem to work because I bought the permanent camo and it doesn't show up. So I don't know why, but this permanent camo is not a thing. So let's where's some stars? Where's like the stars and stripes? Let's just throw that on here. There we go. We'll just go full Murica. Love it. So Altador, the SAP is gonna feel pretty good against any it's a full pen against 36 mils of armor. So basically any destroyer barring like Haberovsk, right? And then the upper belt slash superstructure of most cruisers and destroyers. I mean, most cruisers and battleships. You're not going to pin anybody. You're not going to pin the deck of a battleship with it. You might pin the occasional cruiser deck. You will find cruisers and even a handful of battleships, I think, that are running 32 mils of plate on their deck, right? So as you're lobbing shells in, you'll actually get SAP full pins on the deck, which is odd at long range, but could be a thing. More commonly, you're just going to get SAP full pins in the superstructure. One thing about these boats, of course, I keep comparing them to the Italian destroyers because there are some similarities with the guns. The gun range here is much better, right? You're able to camp and smoke, sit behind an island, use obstacles, and lob shells at 12 clicks. You can't do that in an Italian destroyer. No Italian destroyer has that kind of range unless unless you're at the top of the line and you build crazily for it, which you can do. Okay. Osborne. So now I'm up to 240 seconds of smoke from 220. I've done this the same. I've done this the same. I've basically turned this into like a brawling build. So when we're spotted, we get Fearless Brawler. So the main battery reload gets a little better. Our detection has gone down again. We were at 6.4. We're now at 6.2. But 6.2 at tier 8 is a little dicey. And my torpedoes are... Now the torpedoes are not good. I've only got one quad rack here. They hit harder. They move quicker. They're better torpedoes. Slightly less range. So they're still better torpedoes. They'll be more usable. The gun reload gets significantly better. And now I'm not working on 128 millimeter shells. These are now 137 millimeter shells. So these are what, 5 1/4 inches? 5 1/3? 9 millimeters? 9 millimeters, like 1/3 of an inch. Yeah, like they're like 5 1/3 inches. Whatever. I don't know why they came up with this. HE performance is about the same. You're looking at 1800 versus 950. Shell velocity is better. The ballistics on these guns should be better. The SAP should hurt. That 3K versus Hughes's was 27. Yeah, okay. So Osborne is going to be the break point on the line. Like Mahan and Hughes, just after one game in Hughes, they are not radically different. You can tell they're very close cousins. This ship should feel nothing like a Benson. Like if it doesn't look like a Benson, it's probably not going to handle like a Benson. It certainly doesn't have the torpedo armament of a Benson. Okay, let's just make sure I built it out correctly. This all looks okay. We did the captain. All right, let's give it a go. Well, Altador, I think it's more that you don't have, like, with only one rack, you're never going to be a torpedo destroyer, right? The same way that Kid has that one five rack, Will you land torpedo hits? Yeah. Are they useful? All damage is useful, right? Is she going to win? Are the torpedoes how you're going to win a game out of that boat? No. And I think Osborne off the cuff just looks the same to me. 5.4-inch 48. Yes. The 48 caliber is noticeable because the shell velocities are better. They're like 30, 40 meters a second faster out of the end of the barrel. So the ballistics of these guns are going to should feel different to the typical 5-inch 38 that we're all used to, or even the 5-inch 51. Okay, now I cannot say I'm excited to see a carrier because I lack defensive fire, but it'll be a good chance to just test my AA when I need it to just, be on. We'll give it a shot. For now, let's keep it off. Ugh. What's the name of this map again? Yeah, this is Shards. Ugh. This map's rough for destroyers. Okay. Yep. A off. Now, I have slightly worse matchmaking. They do not have a radar. That is going to work in my favor. They do have a kid. That's going to be not good for me.
Let's go.
I would much rather run into the Mahan in this thing than the kid. The kid can outlast me. The Mahan, I can actually win a gunfight against with a little bit of backup. Welcome back, Gabe. Champagne. Enjoy. I despise champagne. Both the drink and the ship. There are people that like her, to which I say, more power to you. I'm glad, but she's not ever going to be for me. I'm going to keep this Donskoy close.
Carve you into sushi.
I want his AA support until we know where these Enterprise rockets are going. I'm happy to pitch in, but I do not want to be the thing that he sees first. Donskoy's AA is actually pretty solid, too. He didn't take much of a hit there. Okay, he's taking his rockets off somewhere else. Good for him. I think that's one of my, Nevermore, you've basically summed up my main frustration with French battleships in general. They're overall too soft for my liking. Okay, I think the Mahan might be up here, if he shows up at all. It looks like their kid might have gone south. Maybe.
To Jurassic Park.
Mara Rogue Libra Volkmar. Guys, thank you for the follow. Sorry I haven't been calling out everybody. Appreciate World of Warships for the raid. It's a nice thing to happen on a Wednesday night. I was not expecting that. I don't normally stream on Wednesday nights. I made a special stream on the schedule so we could hop in here and try the new American destroyers. I am an American destroyer fangirl, a fanboy. I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Now, trolling at quarter speed like this is nice. It gives me the opportunity.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Really? Oh my. Okay. I think I overshot those. I've got to get turned here. Oh, the kid is with him even. All right, let's get the hell out of here. I'm not giving up all my HP for this clown. I'm a little irritated that both destroyers started coming in this direction, but whatever, here we are. I'm also really not excited about it being this guy. There we go. Get in a gunfight with me. There we go. That's what I wanted you to do. Thank you. Yeah, you have a Donskoy in your face, sir. You have bigger problems than me. Have you noticed? We need to kill this kid while we get the chance, or we may not get the chance again. Alright. That's going to hurt a little bit. Actually, that wasn't too bad. Irritating Enterprise players, irritating. Kindly go away. Okay, let's turn that back off. Now, let's get the guns flipped, and we'll go help the Donskoy with this Zara. Since our North Carolina has chosen a very, very, very bad board position, where he cannot be of use to the team,
Welcome
you know what?
to Jurassic.
If he's not going to be useful, I'm not hanging out. Have fun. I'm getting out of here, baby. Go have fun with somebody else.
Old style.
I'm busy. We're all stocked up on fun here.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Let's pitch in and be a nuisance. See how you like the SAP, genius. Okay, fine. I don't want to shatter it on your deck. Wow, this team is just all over the damn place. North Carolina has gone all the way to the top of the map for no actual reason. Anybody want to... Oh my god, the Heinrich behind me is already dead. Oh my god, this team is garbagey. Adultrail, basically the same suite, but of course you lack the defensive fire, which feels bad. But essentially the same AA suite. Come on, North Carolina. Get your crap together. You're about to get murdered. Don't give him that drop or he's going to Citadel you. Oh my god, this team. Our entire northern flank got rolled.
Can't leave my ride behind.
I'm gonna kick your ass, bitch.
Time to put on the beer goggles. Looks like Lady Luck just gave you the finger.
How am I lit by planes inside of smoke? I would love to know that story. Alright, my torps are not back up yet. He's reversing anyway. Let's finish this cap. Never mind, he's dead, and so am I. Should be fun times. He's probably going to torpedo me here. Let's see what happens. No, I think I've got him beat. Question is, can I escape with my life? And the answer is probably not. No, the Alsace is going to kill me. Ah! He blew the whole salvo somehow. Okay. Have fun, I guess.
Fight you. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
I don't feel like letting you see me.
And it got such good gas mileage.
Not when I don't have to let you see me. But of course, the Enterprise up here is going to make sure that I get spotted the whole time. Wouldn't want the game to be fun, would we? Can't have that.
I'm gonna feel that one in the morning.
Yep, fun game. Entire team went to A, still never owned it. No, you have to press it manually. You can't queue up a stop. What's going to happen is you probably aren't catching it on stream. There are very, very quiet audio cues to let you know when you've hit your time limit on the smoke. So, like, if you press and leave it on after 20 seconds, you'll get, like, this little bloop that you will miss amongst firing your guns and everything else. My expectation is that within the first few months, somebody will make a mod that replaces that audio trigger with something that you'll actually notice.
To Jurassic Park.
Sly, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So that's a guess, but I think that's where they'll land. We'll play one more game on Osborne, then we'll go check out Christopher. I feel like I've got to get a team that's more competent before I can actually judge that ship. I'm not going to be excited to see the Yakizuki, but we'll see how the rest of it shakes out. Okay, finally, a map that's not shards. What a refreshing change of pace this will be. Still no radar for them. We have one, the Alaska behind me, plus the Katsonis.
It's game time.
Plus the no. The Bolognese? No, he doesn't. He's the 7. Okay, so we have 2 radars. I know, right, Gabe? So yeah, when I use the smoke in this match, listen and see if you can hear the little beep. It's almost imperceptible. If you're not listening for it, you'll probably miss it. There needs to be a more noticeable audio cue as to when you've passed your 20-second mark, right, on the smoke or whatever it is. 15 seconds for this one. Minimum 15. It was 20 on the tier below. Jaeger, Aki, Akatsuki, Zed. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play a little wide for a minute. And let's keep the keep the HE in the barrel until we know what we're up against. HE is just generally more useful until I know I'm going to have a good shot for the SAP. These depth charges, I think, starting at 8. Yeah, so finally at the 8, I'm back to full strength. For some reason, Hughes at tier 7 has weak depth charges. It's the only American destroyer in the entire game that has weak depth charges. I don't know why. Okay, the Akatsuki's in mid. Really don't want to meet the Akizuki. That's who I really don't want to meet. Let's get flipped. Okay, the Akizuki's at sea. That leaves me the Zed or the Jaeger. The Jaeger has no smoke, so that's the Z-31 on the bottom end of the cap. And because I outspot him apparently by quite a bit, he's going to struggle over here. I outspot him by like half a kilometer, which is surprising. Oh, look, our Bolognese's dead already. Why did every ship in mid come here? Holy. Every single ship in mid came to this cap. Okay. I kind of need to punch somebody now. Well, I got to go to mid to at least... Why did every... Come on, guys.
Can't leave my ride behind.
Madre de Dios. He's going to try to get back in his smoke. Have fun with that. Literally every single ship in mid came here. Well, y'all better start pushing. Kind of hoping I might find the Akatsuki in this gap. Or the Zed. We'll see if the Zed was dumb enough to come up here. That would make me super happy, truth be told. I don't know why he'd hang around with the Alaskas over there. He knows the Alaska's there. The Akatsuki's in this cap? Oh, he is. Hey, what up, my dude?
Time to put on the beer goggles.
How good are your brakes, Scharnhorst? Not good enough. You're dead.
You're about as tough as a piss-flavored popsicle.
All right, Katsonis. Between you and I, we can clean up mid. Let's make this
And
happen.
got such good gas mileage.
Yeah, you guys might want to... yeah, the professional thing is kind of a joke. Quite literally. Okay, Akatsuki's dead. Colorado's coming to mid. How interesting. Why are you changing course? How long on my torpedo reload? 16 seconds. Single rack. I did 40-something to the 45. That's not going to be enough to kill this Rado. So I cannot cap this cap yet. What the shite. You know what? Let's go be that guy. Keep him lit, boys. Which way is he moving? He's creeping forward ever so slowly. Like he's just turned his engines on. Now I could take him with a point-blank torpedo charge if I had to. Let's not go out here and get spotted just yet. He's going to be dead soon enough. I will get in position to pick up this cap, however. Just as soon as they put this guy on the bottom. Well, the Valparaiso's going out, but he's done some good work along the way. So that's nice. You guys killed this Rado yet? You need to finish him off, please. I don't have time for your garbage. Thank you.
Can't leave my ride behind.
Let's put some torpedoes downrange on this Iowa. He's going to turn in and... Is he going to keep charging, I wonder? Looks like he's slowing down and turning in. I need to get away from him so he doesn't know that I'm here. Okay, the Aki's north. Let's keep the SAP in the barrel. The Jaeger doesn't frighten me even a tiny bit. He is just not scary. Okay, I was going to take at least one of these in the nose. Well, on the belt, whatever. He took one. We have a one-ship lead. Wait for center line to pass the island, and bam. Now I should be able to get him for free. Yep. Heh. Pound sand, little Iowa. Okay. Now, let's push south. Do I dare? No, I pretty much can't. Yeah, no, he's turning back now. Did he T-bone an island? I think he T-boned an island.
Oh,
Okay, the Akizuki bought it. The Ibuki's backing off. Let's go keep this Ibuki lit, if we can. The Katsonis and I will make a pretty good team. If the Jaeger's up here, we ought to be able to murder him. Just ram him, Andes. Just ram him. Stop trying to be cutesy and just ram him. That works too. Now, I will say Osborne is a little slow. She, like, handling-wise, the ship is not Benson. She's slower on the rudder. She's slower to return. She's just slower to turn. She does not handle like you're used to the Jaegers off north. Okay. She does not handle like you're used to out of an American destroyer.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
I gotta leave this up for a spell to get away from this clown. We'll leave him the torps in case he's dumb enough to sit there, but I'm betting he won't. That's actually a little surprising to me. What's my detect? 6-2, right? So I gotta get a ways off here. And that ought to do it. See? Clean him up with the guns. No big deal. All right, let's go find this Jaeger. Okay, he's way out here off to the left somewhere. I'm just gonna go cap. He's worthless up there, and I want the XP. Yeah, I'd have to go back and compare her directly to Benson, but I can just tell you from driving the ship, it does not handle as good as Benson does. Or Fletcher. Like, you can tell the ship is broader in the beam. She handles differently. This definitely takes some getting used to.
my ride behind.
An American destroyer that'll go over 40? That was pretty cool. I like that. Then again, I get spoiled because I spend so much time with defensive fire. I say spoiled. I spend so much time with defensive fire on my American destroyers rather than speed boost. I frequently don't have any idea what they can actually do. Well, that's irritating. Keep your speed up. Make the turn. You fat cow. Whoo! Bloody hell. I'm not even RPF'd. He's just guessing. It tells us he's running, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to cap and then go look for him on the 9 line. With the Katsonas sweeping out over there, I might be able to catch him over here in front of me somewhere. We're going to have time to cap, and then we're not going to have much time after that to hunt him down. But we might get lucky. Yep. He's still over here. Still running for the 10 line. Don't want to sail out of the cap before we finish capping. Alright, let's go find this clown.
Oh,
We probably won't find him.
Such good gas mileage.
But that's okay. We win, and he didn't even get a kill, so that feels pretty good. Okay. So, with a more competent team, Osborne handles better. I like the guns. They feel decently punchy when you get the chance to use them. I think putting yourself in the position to use them is the trick, right? That's always going to be the challenge with these ships. But I like the set of tools you have. You're more... I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I think right now I'd say this is a better ship than Benson. Not that that takes much, right? Benson is so outclassed. What in the F is this camo? Benson is so outclassed by almost every destroyer in her tier in the modern game. It's genuinely just sad. The Osborne at least has a role that she fits into. Benson wants to be the jack of all trades, but ends up being so bad at basically everything that she's just not good at anything. Which is kind of rough, truth be told. Yeah, we'll run the torps here, I suppose, and that's fine. I'm not going to play Benson. I just want to build them so I can run the comparison here. Yes. We'll start with that, and then... Okay, so the torps, 61's as good as it gets for this ship. Okay. 1 minute, 22 seconds is physically painful. Like, OMG, that hurts. Man, that just legit hurts. That just feels awful. Wow. Probably try that. But... I mean, you're at 27570 versus 634.1. So yeah, Osborne handles worse. You notice it right away. And then
To Jurassic Park.
Rohashu, thank you for the follow. And then the SAP makes Osborne better against the things that she wants to be fighting. So it's like the American main line, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. The higher you go, like when you play when you play Nicholas and Farragut and Mahan and occasionally Benson in the middle tiers, you'll get value out of that AP. You'll run into light cruisers who disrespect your AP, and you can absolutely maul them with it.
To Jurassic Park.
Mr. Burns, thank you for the follow. But in general, at the top end of the line, Fletcher, Gearing, whatever the super Humphreys, right? You pretty much don't use the AP because even the light cruisers at the top of the game are protected well enough that a 5-inch shell is not going to do it, right? Unless you're up against a Minotaur at point-blank range, you're just not going to pen that guy. You're not going to get Citadels. So the AP, the usefulness of the AP at the top end of the American Destroyer line falls off very quickly. These ships with the SAP, you have the HE as your all-purpose general ammo, and then you have your SAP for we in destroyer hunting mode. Let's go get us some, Mike. And so that's kind of nice. And then when you just, when you've got to just throw shells at somebody to harass them, a cruiser or a battleship, you got the HE. That's actually kind of cool. Woo! Well, you're not wrong about that, Night Owl. If you're up against a Minotaur at point-blank range and destroyer, you're probably already dead. You sort of deserve what you get at that stage. Like, how did you allow this to happen? Unless it's a Habarovsk and you courted this engagement, in which case you are probably or a Druid, in which case you're probably crushing that guy. So, Roha, there's almost no way to answer your question because everybody's opinion on Battleship is different, right? Some people want more battlecruiser play. Some people prefer the more, I want to be able to take 3 million damage a battle. Which end of that scale are you on, right? If you're looking for the tankier, harder to kill, the Russian line is really good. If you're looking for, I want to play battlecruisers, I want to be zoomy, I don't really care about my armor, and I want to smash things, I like the British battlecruiser branch. They're really good. They're fun to play. The German battlecruiser branch also has a lot of things to commend it. Well, if you want accuracy, you're playing the wrong class. You will never find an accurate battleship. Okay, I'm lying. Wisconsin is probably kind of the exception. But, like, in general, that's not a thing. Let's look at Christopher. Okay. Tier 9 now. So compared to we're going to compare this thing to Fletcher. Let me go build a Fletcher real quick. Probably how I build a Fletcher. Pretty close to it. Bone Rattle with a follow. Thank you much. Welcome in. Yeah, that's fine. Start off with that. Give me you. This is fine. This is all fine. Do that thing. Give me that. Ditch that. And give me that. Excellent. Glad we had this little chat. Now, okay. Fletcher. Fletcher, we know 5-inch, the little 5-inch 38s, as good as they are. 3.2 second reload. Okay, Christopher now moves up. We've got these 5 point whatever inchers, 5 1/3, 5 4/10, whatever. 48 on a 3.4 second reload, so very comparable to Fletcher. I have 6 barrels now instead of 5. I'm still getting the slightly improved HE shells because they're slightly higher diameter, right? They're a little bigger. And I'm getting the SAP. There's the same ballistics that I had down at Tier 8, so once I get used to the guns at Tier 8, all that will apply up here. We're back to, obviously, the torpedo thing, armament is not really your jam. You've only got one quintuple rack here. I'm guessing it's a centerline mount. Yeah, Rohashu, so Nevermore makes a good point as well. The American battleship branch, or what is now, I guess, technically the main branch of the American battleship line that goes up to Vermont, they are not fast. Zath and I we jokingly call them brick. We call Vermont brick. Brick is not fast. Brick does not get where it's going in a hurry, but you don't want to be in Brick's way because Brick smashes things. So, like, it's 12, 18-inch barrels. It's insane. So that's Vermont. If you're looking for something that's got a lot more maneuvering options and a lot more tactical flexibility, definitely check out the British battlecruiser line. I like the British battlecruiser branch. They're fun to play. They're fun ships. Occasionally, you get wrecked because they don't have battleship armor. Life goes on, right? But they're fun to play. Okay, so we're up to 6 barrels instead of 5 with the appropriate DPS increase. I've got one quintuple rack back here. I'm actually really curious to see the firing arcs on that thing. Big depth charges. AA is... Ooh, that mid-range AA is good. A lot of Bofors on this boat. Bofors everywhere. You know what? This thing has like the superstructure of a gearing. This thing is cousin to a gearing. You can just look at it and tell. Let's get rid of the fancy camo for a minute and just look at the boat. Yeah. I mean, this thing is very, very much cousin to a gearing. Similar superstructure. Obviously, the turrets are different because the entire turret design is different. It's really interesting. Okay. I think the AA is slightly better. I would say it's going to be better than Fletcher's. Yeah. Yeah, you've got way more mid-range. You've got way more Bofors barrels. On a Fletcher, I've only got 10 barrels of Bofors. On this thing, I have 16, 24. I have twice as many 40-millimeter barrels. That mid-range, the mid-range aura goes out to... Yeah, it's the same range, but you have more of it. That's nice. That's nice. It's a shame you don't have defensive fire. Detection goes back up. So we were at 6.4 on the surface at Tier 7. We went down to 6.2 at Tier 8. Now here at Tier 9, we're back up to 6.4 detection. That feels kind of kind of crappy. That's going to be rough. Not quite sure how we're going to manage that. Handling-wise, 680, 4.5 versus 563. She's going to handle, she's going to feel fat. She's going to feel way fat compared to a Fletcher. In fact, oh my God, get rid of these goofy camos, please. Could I just get what the ship looks like? Thank you. Glad we had this little chat. Awesome. Yeah, Gearing's double stack. Well, no, so is Christopher, but the way that superstructure is angled, you can tell they're definitely cousins. Now, I'm not getting better armor here, am I? Ooh. No. Where's the 25? On the turrets. Okay. I got all excited for a minute. I saw the 25. I went, I have 25 millimeters of armor? Where? No. Burrows is probably the same. Yeah, 19 throughout. Yeah, feels bad. Okay, that's all right. Worth checking into, though. Not everybody can be gearing with that odd little 21 millimeter straight through her midships. Okay. Okay, let's give this thing a go. Best destroyer for rate of fire? I mean, rate of fire, you're going to be looking at probably, it's Friesland or Groningen? Don't those guns reel at 1.8 seconds or something? Now, here's the trick. That is an all-gun destroyer. So, it will vomit shells, but it has no way to defend itself against things that charge it, right? A battleship can casually charge into it, and it can't do anything but, well, I'm going to throw a lot of little shells at you and hope you die. By the way, that won't kill a battleship quickly enough. Barbarian? Yeah, Barbie might do it. She has a lot of guns. Calling that thing a destroyer still feels weird to me, though. It really feels like a light cruiser that's classed as a destroyer. Gabe's in whatever this is. I don't even know what a Cambridge is. Azuma, Kronstadt. Okay. I'm the only destroyer versus a Jaeger, and this is a domination battle. This is going to be a rough game. Well, they have no planes, and I don't think they have radar. No, they have the Kronstadts. They have one radar. Okay. I can leave. I know my A range. I can leave that off. My A range is 5.8. It's always 5.8.
Time to kill everyone.
Let's rock.
All right. Do we dare play C? The Jaeger is going to be here. One of the things about World of Warships, you can always reliably know that you're mirrored against somebody else on the opposing team. So if there's a destroyer here, the Jaeger is here. The submarine, where did our submarine spawn? Why does he not show up on the map? Oh, okay. Our submarine is way out over here, which means their submarine is way out over here. So with only the Jaeger here, that means he outspots me by a kilometer. Do I dare risk going to sea? Groningen and Friesland are the same boat. Friesland is the original iteration. It's a European destroyer. Groningen is a Dutch destroyer, but they are functionally the same thing. They're a clone. Akizuki, actually, no. Akizuki's got a good point there. Like the Japanese gunboat line with those quick-firing 100mm guns. Once you get used to how that line plays, they are good. Those are good ships. If you want to learn how to play those ships, you need to go check out Hapafodder on Twitch and get him to stream those for you. I am bad at Akizuki, like bad. It is not a ship I'm very good with. But I appreciate a good Akizuki enjoyer, and that is Hapa is absolutely that. I'm gonna troll this cap. The Kronstadt's at A. I'm gonna troll this cap just long enough to see if I can intimidate this Jaeger to leave it alone for a spell, and then we're gonna off to B. I am not hanging out here. Now that said, this Jaeger is probably not willing to come in to this cap, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay. He's here. I'm going to draw some fire here. Speed up.
Can't leave my ride behind.
Oh, hey, what up? You weren't supposed to be there. Oh, man. You weren't supposed to get a torpedo salvo off on me. Well, I'm not going to die, but it's going to be a narrow thing because you were not supposed to be at that angle.
Much better.
Now I really, really hate him. Jaeger is one of the most unbalanced destroyers they've ever made. It's so irritating. They're just little torpedo factories that you can't ever spot. They're just so annoying. Oh, come on. Does this guy have hydro?
Time to put on the beer
I guess we're going to find out. Hey, Miyoko, how about a little help here, buddy? Okay, how am I lit all of a sudden? Who the hell's spotting? Oh, the Scharnhorst spotting me through magically spotting me through the gap. Well, whatever. This game's already over. He's gonna guess and get lucky. What a joke. That's honestly, Adaldrell, that's one of my biggest problems with the Akizuki branch is that they handle like garbage, and I can tell it's gonna be a problem for me in these ships as well until I get used to them. The gap between Osborne and Benson is noticeable. The gap between Fletcher and this thing is a mountain. So yeah, this is gonna be rough. All right, the Brisbane is irritating. The planes will be more irritating. Since when is Trident a tier 10 map? Oh my god. I hear you there, Wix, but my problem with the British is that their destroyers are so slow.
All right, let's go.
Oh my god, their destroyers are painfully slow. It makes them hard to play. Alright, so I am the least stealthy destroyer in the entire game, and they've spawned me on a flank by myself. One of the things about playing this line that's going to take some getting used to for me is I think they're going to play... We keep talking about how they're going to play like the Italians. I think they're going to be better second-line destroyers. But in order to do that, there has to be another destroyer with you. And of course, in randoms on your own, that is probably not going to be a thing. If you're divved up a lot, like these ships will be really good divved up with other destroyers, just like the Italians are. Yeah, Merton, I don't know why they think this is a high tier map. This thing should not be seen above like tier 8. It's ridiculous. Okay, their sub is all the way on the edge of the map. I have no interest in going to sea and relying on this Napoli, who I don't know. Or this Bama, but I'm going to regret this decision. Benson's about to get his face melted off. Yep. You gotta learn to turn your A off, buddy. Alright. I'm gonna get up here. And we're gonna vomit these torpedoes out about like that. Oh, look what we found. Hi.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
The Benham's in mid, is he? Not for long. He's effing off out of there. Oh, he's not? What is this guy doing? Reload on these torpedoes is way too long. Way too long, way too long. Torpedo reload is way too long. Okay, Benham effed off. He didn't want to hang out by a radar cruiser, and frankly, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to hang out by a radar cruiser either. The trick with this Fletcher
Can't leave my ride
is that
behind.
he is
This is gonna fuck up my
What?
hair.
wonderful. I'm just getting randomly torpedoed.
Better.
He has no support over here.
That Star Wars kid?
I at least have friends. Let's see if it matters. Come on, Mr. Fletcher. You got lucky. Can you get lucky again? I don't know why you're firing AP, but have fun.
You son of a bitch.
Fork you.
I'm tired of getting torpedoed. Like, that is just exhausting right now. Trident is a great map in the middle tiers. This is a garbage map for tier 10.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Oh, he's trying to smoke his buddy into the cap.
Coochie coochie.
Really? Lit by... Oh! Okay. I mean, sure thing, boss man. You may not live to regret. You may not live to survive that decision, my dude.
Looks like you're coming apart at the seams.
Interesting life choices on that one. Okay. All right. Time to go be somewhere else before the Brisbane murders me. Maybe Wix. I'm not sure how it got bumped up. I just know it's irritating to see this map at tier 10 all the time. Well, ooh, we hit somebody with a torpedo. Wasn't the Willem. It must have been the Brisbane.
Oh, and it got such good gas mileage.
Napoli's sitting in his smoke and has no spotting. Yeah, I'm working on it. Hold on. Let's go be somewhere else. Their submarine is still alive, which legit irritates me. Our salmon is getting depth charged by every plane on the board, so he's dead.
Coochie, coochie.
Let's pitch in here for a minute.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
You need to kill that Brisbane, please. You don't want to be there. You want to go be somewhere else. There we go. And maybe kill that Brisbane while you're at it. I like... So up here you get 3 minutes of this crawly smoke. This feels really good. This I'm enjoying the hell out of. Oh look, all my battleships effed off and left me to die. Who could have predicted the result of this fight? I'm gonna have to turn this smoke off in a minute, but since I'm almost dead, I'm just enjoying it. Well, let's go die to this L'Aventurier, who's gonna gun me down like casually without really having to work at it, because apparently everybody else on my team is not competent at the game. Like my Richtofen, who thinks he's an airfield. Pro tip, guys: if you're going to play an aircraft carrier, learn how to use your engines. Shipyard put them there, you know, for a reason. Yeah, I agree with that, Gabe. It's kind of cool. Just murder me, my dude. You should be able to.
Desert road, no gas, and no chance.
I think I just traded with him, though. He died. I'll take it. So, taking random torpedoes apparently is going to be a problem in these ships, because I'm getting luck. The Jaeger knew where I was. That was luck chuck, and there went 60% of my health, which really pisses me off. But not bad. Oh, that was one thing we didn't talk about, right? The fancy event camos for these ships are really cool. Check this out. I love this silver. Look at this thing. That is badass looking. It looks like the embossing like on an old firearm. Like an old revolver or something would have this design on it. That looks cool. Yalma, that's awesome. And then this, what do they call this one? I don't know. Get this off, please. Why do I have random pop-ups like I've never played the game? The Wanted. Sure, whatever. But I love the look of it. This kind of antique-y, what's the... distressed. That's what I'm trying to say. This distressed look. Oh, ooh, outlaw. Yeah, no, the camos, the fancy event camos for this are really, really cool. All right, we're going to try one game in the 10, and then we'll go back to the main account, and we'll take these requests that you guys have put in. Devil, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, I do like the Western theme. Bogsy nailed it with that one. That was apparently his idea, they say. Art department crushed it, as they almost always do. So, Kyle, 7 feels really good. Hughes and Mahan are very clearly cousins. They play very, very similarly. They're not the same, clearly, but they're close enough that if you know Mahan, picking up Hughes is going to be very easy. Osborne is where the line kind of makes it a hard, slam on the brakes and go in a different direction. She handles very, very badly compared to Benson, but I think she's straight up better than Benson. Christopher, for me, the jury's still out on. I had one game where I got probably cocky, and then I had one game where one of the opposing destroyers got lucky, and I lost huge chunks of my health to random torpedoes, which is always fun.
So, who wants to dance?
And then this is my first game in the 10, so we're going to go try it out here. All right, no planes. 2 radar. The Worcester and Stalingrad radar doesn't bother me so much because it's like, okay, you get your 2 salvos and life goes on. The Worcester radar is a problem because if that guy, he'll probably set up somewhere. Like, if the Worcester player is smart, he'll set up somewhere in here and just hug an island, and his radar lasts 60 seconds when he puts it up. It's like 54 and change. It's insane. So well-played Worcester is a real problem, and digging him out of these islands might be trouble as well. Now, we have Petro and Brisbane. Okay, so that's good. And we have at least 1 submarine over here. You know what? I'm going to go join the Thrasher. I want to make sure that their submarine, whichever one it is. Oh, the Stalingrad is here. Of course he's here. Because Stalingrad. Well, we're going to get out here and spot, at least. My God, this thing handles like a pig. Yeah, I have what? I didn't check the torpedoes. I have a single rack of 10.5. Sure. Dispersion is wild. Okay, Stalingrad's leaving. Love that. I love everything you're selling here. I'm expecting 1 or more of their submarines to try to push up through along the 2 line here. And I want to encourage him to not do that. Both radars are here. Why would you do this? Open water Worcester? What are you doing? All right, we're going to swing out to the 2 line just long enough to have a peek for their submarine, then we're getting the hell out of here. Oh, hey, what up? Well, he got his 2 salvos. But that's all he got. Oh, hey, what up, my dude? Well, that bums me out, because I really want to go murder this submarine, but if he's got a destroyer sitting on top of him, I can't. And if that Sherman is on the ball, he can murder our Thrasher kind of casually. Which will make me very sad. Let's see if this Sherman is... Yep, he's coming out.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
So you better hope I can't spot you. Because if I can, you're in trouble. Woo! All right, now I might be able to go hunting. Let's go destroyer hunting. Let's turn that off.
My ride behind.
I mean destroyer hunting. Let's go submarine hunting. Here, little cockroach. Now, pushing into the Stalin might be a mistake. He does not have many good things to be shooting at up there. But I can't pass the opportunity to kill this guy while I have it.
And you just found him.
Stalingrad is surely going to get pushed out of there soonish. Okay, our sub is leaking. No idea where theirs is. Well, the Marseille's dead, but he sold his ship hard. Oh, hey, what up? Look who I found. Yeah, I know. I see him. Hakuna Yurtadas. We're working on it. There's only one of me. And this ship handles like a pig. Okay, Stalingrad's out. Let's go murder this guy. Plot me an intercept, please. Does not have to be a 0-0 intercept. Just has to be an intercept. How many bombs in a stick? 16? This guy's dead. He's gonna die before I even get there, probably.
Such good gas mileage. Coochie, coochie. Coochie, coochie.
Ah, stupid Petro got him. That's a shame. That's one of my most favoritist things to do in the game is to step on cockroaches. All right, let's get up here and cap A since the whole bloody team is here. I have a hard time making out people's names sometimes with the colors. Hang on a minute. Who was that? Retro, you're welcome. Happy to. I wanted to try out the new line. They sort of gave us an inkling this was coming when we were in Belgrade last year, right? They basically like, oh, by the way, there's going to be a new American destroyer line. And my ears went, oh, really? You know? Like, oh, music to my ears. I really don't want to get killed by this Wooshta. I need you guys to kill the Wooshta. Please kill the Wooshta. Come on, Wisconsin. He's literally in front of you. Yes, give me more of that. Hurt them, hurt them. The nice thing about this ship is that you can actually make some of these turns at full speed. Oh, yes! That feels so good.
Sort 'em out.
All right. Ohio's coming back. Torp reload is almost ready. Can we get far enough north in time?
Behind.
I'm going to have to flip around and go back to B, apparently. You know, as much as I kind of rag on the single rack of torpedoes, I like that they reload quickly. All right, Brizzy. Keep doing your thing, buddy. Should I go fight this Marceau just to see what'll happen? Might be entertaining. Ohio's going to take a torp. I might actually get that kill, too. He's flooding in, burning. Perhaps. Perhaps. Nope, he pushed heel. Very sad. It's all right. Gabe took care of him. All right, let's see. What can we do about this Marceau? Oh, the repub's going this way, too. I didn't want that. I wanted the repub to keep pushing. That way I could have just murdered the Marceau casually, out of hand. Just like, ugh. Be gone. Be gone, scummy Frenchman. Oh, he turned north, did he? How interesting.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Now I can't see either one of them. Oh, come on, guys. You're killing me.
Oh, and it got such good gas mileage.
You're guessing. You have nothing. You have nothing, and my SAP is going to kill you before my torpedoes even show up. I love this smoke.
Got an ending.
This smoke is so badass. All right, Marceau, you and me, let's do this. You've got a Wisconsin in front of you. You better hope he has his... He can't hit you. Okay. Yep. Whiskey takes care of it. Torpedoes are almost ready. For my good friend, my good and dear friend, the Vermont. Oh, there's a Napoli in this cap too, is there? So, this ship I like. It is a very different playstyle than Gearing. Which, truth be told, I'm glad. I like that.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Oh my god, this Vermont's so slow, I have to adjust my aim. Otherwise I'll just hit him in the turrets. Pretty sure Gabe's gonna pick this one up with the torpedoes right there. Yep. Finish the cap, finish the cap, finish the cap, turn off the smoke. Cap complete. Now we push south.
Can't leave my
And at this
ride
point, if we
behind.
die, I'm really not that fussed by it. Yeah, Napoli's rolling back north again. That's fine. Let him have his thing. There's a generic shell mod out there that just adds colors, and I think I've been using this one forever. This one adds, like, I think it adds green is what I have it set to, but it's like you can manually choose, you know, green or red or blue, whatever you want. Now, this guy's SAP secondaries might be a problem if we can't spot him. If I can troll him at low speed, however, with my fancy smoke... Nope. The whiskey's going to take care of it. All right. Very much a... very different play style from Gearing. You're less of that jack of all trades and much more gunboat focused. The crawling smoke is so good at 9 and 10 because you can just turn it on, and once you can use it like British smokes, like just little moments of opportunity. Oh, I've got 30 seconds here. Let me rack up some damage. Bam, 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 and then turn it back off. No big deal. And you've lost basically nothing. That was really nice. Gearing gets an upvote for not getting himself murdered. Well, I mean, he finally died, but, like, he did fine. I guess I have to upvote Gabe. He lived the whole game and had a couple of kills. Man, I'm so bummed I wasn't able to stomp that cockroach. When I saw him that close, I was like, great. But, man, I'll say one thing about these ships. They're not great submarine hunters because they don't handle well enough for it. The top speed is okay, but... just getting the whole bloody ship turned and maneuvered where you want it to go to chase a sub is not easy. That's not easy. Yeah. I want to look at something real quick. So at Tier 10, you have 200 seconds of smoke, and you have the same 15-second minimum, 19-second cooldown you had at Tier 9. That's not bad. It's really interesting. Well, they've at least generated something that is unique. So I have to give them credit for that, right? Like, these don't play like... They have some similarities to the American destroyers, and they have some similarities to the Italian destroyers, but they don't play exclusively like either one. They're this kind of interesting middle ground. I don't know that I like them better than the Italians, but I think they're more well-rounded than the Italians. The Italian destroyer line, like, pretty much only allows you to hunt opposing destroyers. Like, that's what they do. And if there's nothing for you to kill, you kind of zone into a game like the John Travolta meme, like, why am I here, right? These ships at least feel like, yes, you would prefer to be hunting destroyers, but if there aren't destroyers around to hunt, hey, you've got one rack of torpedoes that comes back fairly quickly. Go make use of it. Whereas the Italian torpedoes are so slow, they're very difficult to use. These ones, much more traditional torpedoes. They reload fairly quickly, a little like Velos, that way if you own a Velos. The guns are still good. You can play British-style games with the Crawley smoke and be like, I'm going to move her to here and put on my smoke and farm some damage and turn off my smoke and go be somewhere else. Like, there's things to like, for sure. So they're not as jack-of-all-tradey as the main American line, but they're not as solely focused on murdering light units as the Italians. All right, let's take these requests. Adaljo wants a game in Summers. Man, that's a boat I haven't played in a long time. And then we'll get to this. Actually, let me do this Black game first, because it's getting late. It's getting late for Black Duke. He's an East Coaster. Black is basically a Fletcher with very, very, very slow torpedoes, but she gets smoke and radar. That's her trick. She gets to smoke up and radar things from outside of her smoke, from inside of her smoke, much like Belfast does at Tier 7. And as we know, Belfast is a fine and well-balanced ship, such that they'll never sell it again. What's my radar duration? 25 seconds? 25. I can live with that. Let's do it. Summers has a lot of guns, and the guns are usable, but man, you know, I own a Summers. I don't play it a whole lot. It's kind of like an American Shimakaze. The big thing about Summers is she has no AA power, none. And as an American destroyer lover, it physically hurts to play an American destroyer that has basically no AA. I'm like, ugh! It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Just does not compute. Brain does not like, right? It hurts. Okay, so they have an extra battleship. Sure, that seems okay. Well, the Groningen's not going to be excited to see me. At least this is a domination game. Black is a supreme... there he is. Good job, Black Duke. Black is a supreme capture zone contester.
The work environment sucks.
The problem comes with this ship is when you zone into a standard battle in one of these. You're just like, oh God, what do I do now? Good question. What do you do now? It's not what the ship is built for. It's not built for standard battle. All right, I'm going to go back up my buddy, the Archerfish here. Archerfish, by the way, such a good submarine. I bought one of those, or ended up with one of those. I took it out like one game and was like, oh, this submarine I like. This is how like all submarines should be designed. It's so wild that there are some premium subs in the game that you're like, why don't they all just work this way? The class would be much more interesting to play if they all worked like this. But instead, you have this goofy homing torpedo garbage. It's like, ugh. Bullet to the brain pan, squish. Okay, I'm going to push far enough into this cap to get my radar to cover it. I always love it when my heavy cruiser abandons me straight away. Oh, is the bot... Oh, okay, the rune is a bot. Wonderful. You're going to want to dive. You're going to want to dive.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Now, over the long haul, the Groningen can wait me out. All I can do here is beat him up enough to piss him off early.
Another day, another disembowelment.
So, the one thing I've got going for me in this engagement with a Groningen is I have an early health advantage. But I cannot push him. He has 5-kilometer hydro. Which also means I can't push his stinking submarine friend either. Now, the one interesting thing is he didn't get deep enough into the cap where he can cover the whole cap with his hydro. In fact, he left the cap completely.
Guts. Let's see what they look like. Coochie, coochie. Coochie,
What's the range on these? 13? Sure.
coochie, coochie.
Have some torpedoes.
Coochie.
Really? Now, I do have to be a little cautious.
Let's rock.
He left the cap completely. Could I push this submarine? My God, this is risky. Groningen out. Okay, he's leaving. I probably... Until I know what this Groningen is, I really can't risk pushing this 2501 too hard.
Let's rock.
Oh, he has his stupid surveillance thing up. That's how he knows where I am. I'm like, how the hell does he know where to look for me?
Just getting warmed up.
My dude, if he's submerged, you can't spot me anymore.
This is a force
You know
to be
that, right?
reckoned with.
Oh, lucky shot.
You're fishing. You don't know.
You're about as useful as a hobo's dick cheese.
Well, this team's covering itself with glory. My bot Rune is already dead. Wonderful.
Coochie, coochie.
Much better.
Coochie, coochie.
Well, my smoke's back soon enough. Soon, Mr. Groningen.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
My turn again.
Much better.
I'm done with you. It's time for you to die.
Coochie, coochie. Another day, another disembowelment.
This is a
I'm gonna die out here and I just don't care. I've been completely abandoned by my worthless team, which included a bot. Because, you know, Wargaming's done such a great job of dealing with bots over the years. They basically just run the game, which is a lie. I'm exaggerating. But it is irritating, to put it lightly. Like, why are they still allowed? Why are obvious bots allowed to ruin the game? I just don't understand how these people continue to zone in. Four cares in the queue. You guys are making me play Summers. I sort of hate you. The game's 10 years old. You can't tell me they can't detect bot behavior. I just don't understand why teams are forced to play down ships. It's just irritating in randoms. I forget, how long has it been since you could get this ship? It's been a hot minute. Oh my god, is this arms race? Well, this could be hilarious or really bad. Because the buffs in arms race could make this ship just dumb. Shima, Gearing, Sherman. Don't want to see that guy. Okay. And then, of course, they have 2 radars, while we have but 1. And, of course, planes. Everybody loves planes. Everybody loves having planes in their game.
The work environment sucks, but I bet the benefits are nice.
I forget how you
I
could
go
get
where
this
I
ship
please,
anymore. Was this
and
a
I
steel ship?
please where I
Summers
go.
was steel, right? So then I have to wonder how often they bring back steel ships. Doesn't happen on the regular, as memory serves. Trump's bailing. Shima's coming with me. Sort of. We're kind of both going this way. That just leaves the Shima, the Gearing, and the Sherman. What could possibly go wrong? If I was the Sherman, I'd be driving hard at this buff right in front of me. He should be able to easily bully almost any of us he wants. Key is a lot of fun. Battleships with torpedoes are generally entertaining. My Svea is about to get himself murdered if he's not careful. I am not wasting any time turning my AA on ever. Could I pick up this buff? Well, we're about to find out. Shima and I look like we might pull this off. Look at that. What up, Gearing? How you doing?
Coochie, coochie.
Sherman and Gearing are in there. Okay. Shima's still getting his face melted off. Alright, well, the good news is, okay, we don't have the Healy buff, and apparently everybody who could fight it is just leaving. So, that's not particularly encouraging. But we picked up a damage and a reload buff. If only I had something to throw torpedoes at. What's my torpedo range? Oh! 16 and a half. Well now. That's interesting, isn't it? What's the reload now? 85 seconds. Don't mind if I do. Have fun. Yeah, I knew they were going to be sitting on that HP buff. That tells me the Shima is over here on the 3 line. Looks like he's got a Yami behind him at a minimum. And he's coming to mid. Let's go meet him. Let's go introduce ourselves, shall we? Yep, there he is. One thing about this ship, the shells are very, very, very slow.
Can't leave my ride behind.
Come get some.
All right, Shima bought it. That feels good. Let's go try and pick this thing up. Only got to touch it for a moment. The whoosh is going to be a problem. Let's sneak it over here up along the side, alongside this island, shall we?
Coochie, 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 coochie.
Team's doing the Lord's work now, baby. Let's go. Could use that. Could use one of these heals, though. Somebody should grab this, please. What on earth makes you think I'm going to get in a gunfight with you, my dude?
I'm gonna feel that one in the morning.
Much better.
Why on earth would I get in a gunfight with you?
It's a nice day to die. For you, that is.
What's up, Alfredo? How you doing? All right, let's go get this. I don't know why everyone's running from the only heal buff we've had a realistic chance to get while the enemy team has 2. Like, we should really kind of make this happen, fellas.
Oh, and it got such good gas mileage.
I'm just getting warmed up.
98,000 HP on the Shikishima, and he's camped 20 kilometers away from the enemy team. Predictable and irritating all at the same time. This is kind of a bad game environment for Summers, right? Because I've got carriers, and there's not much I can really do on this map. This is not a good map for destroyers when it comes to getting torpedoes in the water, and that's kind of what I'm supposed to be doing. Leg mod Columbo is nuts. I've watched enough of it to know it's crazy. We zeroed them out in an arms race game. And I picked up 4 buffs into Summers. Adeldrell, I'm sorry. That was probably not the game you were looking for in Summers. I mean, it's a decent XP result and cash and all that mess, but, like, damage-wise... And you can see here, right? This is one of the things that pisses me off about Arms Race, right? They make a big deal about these buffs, but they're not worth almost anything. Picking them up for the team is worth next to nothing. I'm dead last, and what did I do? I made the entire team better and was basically told, you didn't do anything useful in that game. Pound sand. Arms Race would be fun if the buffs mean something, but you're not rewarded for claiming them. Destroyers will literally risk their ships to pick those things up, and then there's so little value in it in terms of XP for them. It makes me sad. It makes me sad. Now, Xanda says, favorite American destroyer in any tier? I mean, we all know this question. This is unquestionably Fletcher. Like, it's not even a close race. We'll go throw a game in the OG, and then we'll see where we're at. I might go back and play one more game in Hughes again, just to give it another go. Oh, I wanted to murder planes. Took my planes away. So, Castle, it's so weird, right? Like, they did such a good job rewarding destroyers now for spotting damage, which is great, because for a long time you were just told, spotting, who cares? Like, okay, now you actually get rewarded for it. Yay, that's great. But then, when you put me in a game mode, like Arms Race, where I have a very specific job, which is go capture buffs so that the team does better, and I do that, they're like, yeah, you didn't do anything. I lived and I picked up buffs. I did things. Thanks. Come on, guys.
God bless America.
Well, they don't count as caps. They count as whatever the little buff picked up thing. They don't count as caps in the same way what you're saying is they don't count for caps like in a domination game. You're right. They don't. Because they're instantaneous, right? Whereas a cap requires me to sit here for anywhere from 40 to 60 seconds to turn that control zone over to friendly control. All I have to do with a buff is to sail through it. Right. But sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes I'm fighting other ships to do that. Sometimes it costs me my ship to do that. Sometimes it's the right play for me to give up my ship to give everybody else in the team a heal. And you're telling me that I don't get rewarded for that? Like, that's irritating. They get your team some points. You're not wrong about that. I should have done a better job of giveaways this evening. I still have some codes that expire at the end of the month, and I need to clean them up. I have no idea why this I-56 is... I guess his torpedoes are slow, and he's just like, screw it, let's just fire them and see what happens in case there's somebody here. Okay, well, there is somebody here.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Who was that? Z. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Shim is in mid. Burrows and Hull are on the C line. That just leaves the Paolo. We know the Salmon is here, but I probably shouldn't push him too aggressively just yet. Burrows and the Shima just bought it. Salmon is trying to come back, which is curious. Really? That should never have happened. Oh, there's a spotter plane over there. The Georgia has a spotter plane up. All right, time to back off. The Georgia's close. I don't want to get smashed if he comes around that corner. Thanks. Hey, what up? How you doing?
Coochie coochie. Coochie coochie.
Oh, Veneto. That may not work out for you, my dude.
Coochie coochie.
Yeah, you're going to take at least 2 of those, I think. Yep. 2 and a flood. A flood's going to kill you unless somebody hits you first. 3, 2, 1.
I like big guns,
Now we push.
and I cannot lie.
The George is not coming. The Mass doesn't look like he's interested. I can always smoke if I have to, but flanking these guys and getting torpedoes on them will be a big deal, presuming we can pull it off. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Look where that salmon is. He's coming right to me. Uh-oh. He's like, nope, 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 I don't want to be here. I'm like, that's rough for you, huh?
Coochie, coochie.
We are flirting with disaster over here. Cannot let these guys spot me. If they know how far back I am, I'm going to get pushed and get dead. There we go. One rack for you. One rack for you. Once these battleships die, though, I'm free to hunt this salmon to extinction. Slow down for a minute. I don't want to push too far. I'm actually going to miss the Georgia because he's full speed in reverse, which I sort of didn't bank on. I figured eventually he'd change his engines around. The Mass is dead.
You can't fight, and you died a virgin.
Really?
Tough break.
Is this guy a bot? I'm about to get dead, but screw it. Let's go take him with us.
Much better.
Boom, 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 boom. How is he able to ping me through an island? I'm just going to chill here and kill the bot. Okay, sure thing, boss man.
Baby.
Well, I'm now whoosh to food, but I feel like I've had a good enough game that I sort of don't care. That was hilarious. I know, right, Zach? Look where I am versus the rest of the team that spot on that side. The submarine never left the cap circle. He was just like, oh, I'm going to just chill here. It's cool. Whereas I'm like, I'm going to keep moving up and murder battleships because that's my job. Oh, Druid gets one of these. So again with the bots, right? That's the second second game in a row we've basically seen AFK bots. I don't understand. It's so that kind of behavior is so obvious. You're gonna tell me they can't do anything about it? I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that at all, kids. I just don't. I don't see it. Yeah, literally spawns into the game, runs behind an island, turns off his engines, walks away. You can't tell me that you can't detect that? Like, I've seen how you guys generate. I won't say I've seen it. You guys have explained to us how you generate internal statistics, that you can create heat maps of the maps that will show where ships die, right? So you know where combat occurs and all these kinds of things. Like, don't tell me you don't have the tools to do that. I have a very difficult time believing that. That doesn't make any sense. Oh my goodness. How are we doing? Made some more tokens tonight? All right, go us and stuff. Well, guys, we're coming up on the 3-hour mark. I'm actually right at like 2 and change, but it's been a pretty good stream. I did what I wanted to do in terms of checking out the American Destroyer line. I learned a lot. Hopefully you learned a lot. Let me see if there's somebody out there that's worth rating. I don't want to hand you guys off to just anybody, just because, you know, there's a wide variety, let's say, of Warship streaming quality. So let's have a peek and see who's out there. I see Minnie's around. Kev is online. Who else have we got? Anybody else I recognize? Man, it's getting pretty thin on the ground out here lately, right? Woo-wee. I think what I might do... I don't get the chance to raid Minnie very often. We'll probably give that a good one. Thank you, Alfredo. Thanks for being here. Yeah, guys, appreciate being here. So, TJ, I think the line's fine. It's gonna feel, when you first start playing, they're gonna, if you've played Italian Destroyers, they're gonna feel like Italian Destroyers. Okay, they are. But they're not. In some ways, they're better, and in some ways, they're worse. They're a nice, it's almost like when you pick up a Hughes, what you need to ask yourself is, what if Luca Torrigo and Mahan had a love child? Because that's basically what Hughes is. As you move higher to the top of the line, they get a little fatter, like in terms of handling and everything, and they don't feel quite as good. Hughes feels really good. Like, you're going to pick that ship up. If you like Mahan, Hughes is going to feel very, very natural. The torpedo armament is comparable. The guns are basically the same. You just have SAP instead of AP. And the detection is actually better. It's actually stealthier than Mahan, which is shocking. It plays really well. After that, the line has some weird moments, but I think the top end is better than the Italians, right? The Italians are so hyper-focused at the top end, and their surface detection is so bad that they struggle doing the one thing that they're really good at. I don't think you're going to have quite that problem with Burroughs and Christopher, because while the detection is higher than Fletcher and Gearing, that's a balancing thing, and they're not so detectable that you can see them coming for 2 kilometers. It's like, oh, I see them coming, but like 500 meters away. Okay, crap. I have to figure out how I'm going to fight this engagement, and I have 3.5 seconds to figure it out, right? So it's like, you have to have a plan. When you look on an opposing team and see a Burroughs or a Christopher, you have to have a plan for what you're going to do when you run into them at close range, because you will eventually. And how are you going to deal with it? What are you going to do? Whatever. The Italian, like Adriatico and Regolo, you can see coming. There's 7-kilometer detection or whatever it is. If you're in a Shimakaze, man, you don't have to think about that. You'll see that guy coming from next week. You don't have to worry about fighting him in a gun battle. Who cares? So it's like, yeah, it's a very different experience playing against them and playing them. So I like it. Yeah, I got some good games in Formula. It was good. Let me go to the right window, which is over here. Right? No. Not this one. This one. There we go. Let's set up a raid. Okay, I'm gonna totally butcher the name. Okay, it's all smashed together. I can remember that. There we go. Sweet. Guys, if you're on Twitch, raid is up. If you're somewhere else, no worries. Appreciate you being here. At the moment, I have an HLL stream scheduled for Friday. I expect that will get canceled. Stay tuned. Keep an eye out. I'll make a little post on Discord when that happens. Next Monday night is currently scheduled as Subnautica. I will probably do that one instead as Star Wars Unlimited on the table because the Galactic Championships are next week, and I want to stream some games. I'm not sure when the next Subnautica stream is going to be. I've got some things to figure out. So keep your ear to the ground. We probably got at least one more stream of Subnautica Below Zero in the near future. Okay? In the meantime, guys, I will catch y'all later. Peace. See yous.